Jeepers.
The medals that we have here today are not medals that we usually get to see, not only on the roadshow, but anywhere really. We have the 1916 medal, which is the medal that takes precedent over all other Irish medals, and that is for the Easter Rising of 1916.
Yeah.
And then you have the 1917-1921 service medal, and you have them with the class comrade. Now, forgive me if I've said that wrong, but to me that means combatant. So they were fighting people. They had arms that they carried. You have two sets. Who did they belong to?
They belonged to my grandmother's aunt and uncle. There were 3 siblings who participated in the Easter Rising and then in the Irish War of Independence.
This Easter Rising, this was the moment when the Dublin Brigade set about mobilising themselves to actually take over parts of Dublin, to actually stand up against the British forces. And it started on that Easter weekend and went through for a whole week. They fought with quite a small contingent, really. There weren't thousands and thousands, but by the end of the week, the British had brought in something like 16,000 soldiers, a gunboat, and indeed artillery. So this isn't going to be something that the British are going to put up with. And these people fought the British almost to a standstill at the start and took casualties themselves, but inflicted huge casualties on the British. I mean, you know, and it wasn't really until the end, when there really wasn't any other option but to surrender, that they had to give in.
Yeah.
So where were they? What part did they play?
My aunt was in the GPO.
The GPO, so that's the General Post Office.
Yeah. With Pádraig Pearse and James Connolly. And her 2 brothers had service in St Stephen's Green and Fumbley Lane.
What unit was she in?
She was in the Fairview Brigade of Common the Man, which was the female equivalent of the Irish Volunteers.
So these are really big parts of the Rising.
Yeah.
This is the main centre part of the action, really. What happened to them after the action, after that week of fighting?
Well, I know that my aunt was arrested after the surrender in the GPO, but she was released shortly afterwards. One of her brothers was sent to Frongach, which was an internment camp in Wales, where a lot of the rebels were after the Rising, and one of them managed to avoid capture and went on their run and ended up in Ballymena, of all places.
So quite an exciting action for them, really. The medals themselves came out in 1941.
Yeah.
But we have this armband as well, so tell me what the armband was.
The armband would have been given to participants of the Easter Rising prior to the issuing of the medals.
And it's very faint, but it actually says 1916, and there's some sort of a badge in the middle. I mean, it's an incredible little thing. You should have another group of medals as well. Do you know what happened to those?
I don't know what happened to them.
But this has still survived.
Yep.
Now, they do have a value, and I think because one of them is a lady, that's rare. I think they would be worth £20,000.
Jeepers.
They are an incredible set to 2 of 3 proud subjects of Ireland. So I'm amazed to see them, truly. And thank you so much for showing us.
You're very welcome. Very surprised.